UNIFY.
Start to unify.
Of the bankers in a... Even better than we can. We all above it! And then we use it. Jay, take it up yourself.
Hi guys and welcome to Now News. This is our second Now News update. We're filming quite a few in one go, so you're probably not going to see much of a change of dress between us, because I don't believe in changing my shirt, mostly. Well, Richard, I did...
But it's not content, I put a scarf on. People think we put work in every day for them. Just keep it simple.
Hello, Doris. Right, so last night, for the first time since June, I did a ghost box session. And I believe the person coming through was my brother. It's not 100% clear, and I haven't transcribed the full thing. But there's a good point which I'll feature in a and I haven't told you about this yet, Rich, so I thought I'd get your reaction live on camera. There's a good point. Do you know the song 3 is the magic number?
Yeah.
It plays that a couple of times. So I put the song on and it's interacting with the music. I stop the music, it says carry on playing the music. So got some good interaction there, and I did an SCD2 session and I did an Afterlife session, which I will put things up on this channel in due course. It's taken me a while to transcribe it, but I've been through the first bit. The first bit was a bit of a personal message to myself, just basically between me and my brother, just saying, look, you're doing well, carry on going, kind of thing. The second bit, I asked if there was a message for the world in this current crisis. And I'm going to play the clip as now, and this is what it said. What about what's happening in the world? Do you have any messages surrounding what's going on in the world, spirits? What's happening with President Trump right now? He'd been admitted to hospital with this virus.
Somewhere in the neighborhood of...
There's many saying this virus doesn't make sense. Do you have any messages of reassurance for people, perhaps?
You don't understand it?
I understand some of it.
Las Vegas, Trinidad. Tell me what is utterly important.
UNIFY.
Start to unify.
Of the bankers in a... Even better than we can. We all above it! And then we use it. Jay, take it up yourself.
So, what it's basically saying, what I interpreted from that is, it doesn't really matter whether it makes sense or not from their point of view at the moment, because we're in it. We're in the middle of it. We're not in a position where we can do much about it at this particular moment. But what we can do is start to become aware of things. And the prediction it gives is there will be some sort of unification in the banks or the financial markets. So that could be businesses coming together, it could be, whether they unify some of the central banks, or they become more reliant on each other, or that's sort of what I took about from what is said. Did it help? Go on.
Or a global currency.
Or a global currency. Now, there have been news, they are talking about now making a digital euro. So they're making the euro digital. So, what I'm going to say, well, the reason I want to show this is I wanted to put it out there. Because if something happens, we are in a recession now. And, you know, we're talking about what the restrictions our government is imposing. What people are forgetting is this is planet-wide. Essentially, what we're being told is we are heading in for a global recession, and a financial crisis is literally not that far off. And the fact that, you know, it's said about that, what's your thoughts on that, my friend? The fact that we're being told this via the bloody ghost box, and they, you know, the fact is said, we've been saying this for years, and they have been saying it for years. We've been putting this out for years now.
Well, we've been saying about, I mean, us personally, myself personally, has been saying, if you look at things, you know, you go to things like zeitgeist, and you look at like perpetual debt and the money problems of the world, you know, which is an issue we've been talking about for a long time. So it's not fair if in the middle of this pandemic that we go into financial crisis as well. That isn't fair. I mean, they're not going to. Boris Johnson isn't. He's a millionaire. I mean, the Tory party isn't going to go into financial hardship. Most of them are millionaires. The government's not going to go into financial hardship because they've got £10 billion to just throw away. So, I mean, we will suffer. We will. Yeah. It will. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not fair.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, there it is in a nutshell. So, speaking truth is just, it's just finding it in its context, I think. When it's open to interpretation, that's the problem. I think when it comes to these messages, which we have had, which are crystal, you know, I think in regards to this is a bit, you know, that is fair enough if that's what it's on about. It's not fair. I mean, what's going on isn't fair to anyone right now. It's not fair to the elderly. It's not fair to anyone. What's going on was, you know, it's not fair as a species because we're sociable creatures as a rule, the majority.
You raise a valid point there, and it is open to interpretation. It has linked to a session I did back in March where it talked about the oil industry, and literally a few weeks later the oil industry literally tanked, and they were literally paying people to keep oil. I'll show a little clip from that now. Alright guys, this is an SCD2 session. It is the 25th of March 2020, and I've just basically asked a little prayer for a message. The purpose of this session is to communicate with Spirit and ask for any information regarding what's happening in the world at the moment. Any spirits you want to communicate? Just focusing energy.
Man, I came in kind of flat. Already wanting back.
Reason that obviously it is open to interpretation, and I in my exposition I did give, that was what I felt about it. What you guys might think, and I'm sure there's plenty of you in the comments are going to let us know in the comment section below what you think about it, and and I'm sure we will get more context when I transcribe the full session. And obviously the issues that we have with regards to some of the messages and how clear they are and all the rest of it, we are going to be doing research into that probably in the new year now, because by the time we get everything over with Christmas and everything that's happening at the moment, we ain't going to really have time to sort of go pursue it until the new year. But I just wanted to get that clip out there, because if something does happen, they've called it. Do you know what I mean? They've called it.
Yeah. That's the one thing that didn't kind of happen with the first lot of transcriptions, because it was over a long period of time and it was a lot of info to go over. And if we can put it out there before it happens, that's the difference.
Yeah.
I think with any kind of prediction, you know, Penn Teller famously once said that why can't we prevent things? And if all these people predicted the future, why isn't anything prevented? Why is it always after the fact? Which I've always found, you know, is a bit crap, really. Like, if we can get it out there before it happens, then that kind of throws validity at it, doesn't it? So,
well, it's quite interesting where, you know, speaking about predictions, and just bring this point up, that we released the October code predictions with Jessie Ann that we did in August 26th, and we've been putting monthly updates out on that, and those predictions have been absolutely bang on. Where she said about there being assassination energy, and she said about there's going to be something happening with Trump, that there's going to be something, and he ends up going down with this virus and going into isolation and hospital for a few days. So this is, you know, it's one of them things where as soon as I do a session now, if I do any new sessions, I will put them out, or the bits that are appropriate to go out, immediately. And I say that because no one really wants to sit and watch a ghost box session for an hour and a half, because when I did that last night, I actually kind of fell into trance for the last half hour, so I dread to think what's come through on that, because I literally wasn't consciously in the room at the same time. I was there, my body was there, but I was elsewhere, and a phone call woke me up. So it's going to be very interesting over the next couple of weeks to show whatever evidence comes through from that ghost box. So thank you very much for joining us for today's Now News, guys. We'll see you soon in the next video. Take care. Love and light.
Love and light, Para Peeps.
Hi guys, it's Jared from Paranormal Now. I hope you like the channel and hope you like the content. If you do, check out some of the other videos on screen now and click the button below to subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you soon. Take care of yourselves.